Good morning, and thank you for an opportunity to say a few words, but I wanted to come on stage with Lieutenant Governor Byron Mallott, who is a huge part of this meeting. And without Tony Mallott and Donna Walker, we could not do what we do, so we've asked them to join us as well. It's a huge part of what we do, so thank you. This is a very memorable moment for me to be on this stage. 3 years ago, I was on this stage as a result of Byron Mallott. He invited me as part of the AFN. I had met him before, but I got to know him on this stage. We were running against each other. He was invited onto the stage, and he invited me to join him on the stage. I've never seen anybody in politics do that, to reach out and bring in a potential opponent on stage. He did. We came on stage and we sang, "You Are My Sunshine." Then we'd never been asked back again. That was our one and only duet that we sang, and many others joined us. Well, let me add a bit to my introduction. My name is Guchwak. I am adopted 4 months into my administration by the Kagwantan tribe, and Guchwak means wolf eyes. I'm an eagle. Byron is a raven. We're balanced, and I'm very honored to be a member of Kagwantan. So I want to thank them very much for that honor upon me. The AFN is very important to the Walker Mallott administration. We have brought with us today many members of our administration. Now, I'm going to introduce them, but the reason I want to introduce them so you can see who they are, so you can talk to them. They're here to listen, to learn, to hear from you. Some will be on panels, some will not, but I want you to see who they are so that if you have questions about military affairs, we have Commissioner Hummel here, General Hummel. If you have issues about fish and game, Sam Cotton is here. So let me go down the list and introduce them. And as you stand, please remain standing so they can see exactly who is here for the administration. And we also have senior advisors here as well. Let me start with the senior advisors. Jared Godfrey, Paulette Shirk, Craig Fleener. Barbara Blake, are you here? Barbara Blake. Albert Kukash, Rural Alaska Energy. Albert, are you here? John Hendricks, Oil and Gas Advisor. Melissa Stepovich is our Fairbanks office liaison. I couldn't, there's Melissa there. I want to introduce Commissioner of Administration, Sheldon Fisher. Commissioner of Education, Dr. Michael Johnson. Commissioner of Fish and Game, Sam Cotton. Commissioner of Health and Social Services, Valerie Davidson. We love her too. Commissioner of Labor, Heidi Drygas. Attorney General, Jonna Lindemuth. General Lori Hummel, Commissioner of Military and Veterans Affairs, Commissioner of Natural Resources, Andy Mack, Commissioner of Public Safety, Walt Monaghan, Commissioner of Corrections, Dean Williams, Director of Elections, Josie Banky. And I know that I've missed some individuals over here. I see Marsha Davis here as Deputy Chief of Staff. Who else am I missing? My list is not quite and I cannot hear you. So, Darren Peterson, thank you very much, Legislative Affairs Director. So they're here for you. They're here to listen to you and hear your concerns, your thoughts. We'll be here throughout the convention. We don't just kind of come in and say our piece and jump on a plane and leave. We'll be here. So thank you very much for those in attendance. Thank you very much. You know, my run for governor was very different. My reasons for running for governor were different. And in that campaign, I discovered that somebody else was running for governor who had the similar motivations. Their love for Alaska was greater than love for politics, and that was Byron Mullott. When we discovered, we say our first date was in Nome, and it really was kind of in Nome. We would have debates, and it was the craziest debate you ever saw two candidates have. Very unlike what we've been seeing lately on national TV, by the way. Very unlike that. He would get a question answer asked in Nome at a debate, and he'd answer the question first. It was my turn, and I would say, boy, I agree with Byron. That's a great answer. And my campaign people would go like this, and then I get the next question. I'd answer the question, and Byron would say, I agree with Bill. And his campaign people would go like this, like, my gosh, what are these guys doing? So after that debate in Nome, people came to us, and there were two lines formed to talk to us. Each of them said the same thing: figure it out, work together. And we did. And I think people like great Alaskans, like Craig Fleener, who was my running mate at the time, who said, you do what you need to do to help fix Alaska. And the same with Hollis French, who was running mate with Byron Mullott. Unprecedented in politics, absolutely unprecedented, I think, in the history of politics anywhere, that campaigns sat down with each other and said, we love Alaska more than we love politics. Let's fix Alaska. So that's why we did what we did. And I can't thank them enough for those that did that. Soon after we were sworn in, I remember that so well, December 1st, 2014, things started to change in Alaska. We lost 80% of our money. The bottom fell out of the oil price. 90% of our money came from oil, and that dropped like a rock. We did not run for governor, the lieutenant governor, to do what we've had to do. But we were both born in Alaska. I was born here in Fairbanks, Byron in Yakutat. We were both born in the territory of Alaska. So we knew that when there's a problem, you have to fix it. You have to have a plan to fix it. So we put together a plan. And we have been working on that plan ever since. The plan is to stop drawing down on our savings. We've been drawing down savings at $12 million per day. Almost $13 billion of your savings accounts have gone away while we try to implement this plan. We need the plan implemented. I cannot tell you, I cannot describe to you adequately how difficult of a time this has been to be serving as governor. The decisions I've had to make have been so painful and so painful that I can't adequately describe. I'm a Christian. I pray a lot. I pray every morning. I start my day on my knees for this state. Without that core in me, I could not do what I do. To make the changes I had to make to bring the permanent fund into an average and keep that money in the account to grow for future generations was very, very difficult. I know how that impacted every single person in Alaska. I absolutely know that. But I also look at we celebrate the 50 years of AFN. I look at the next 50 years of Alaska. I want to make sure that the next generation has a permanent dividend program. And we know one thing for sure: if we don't change our ways, it goes away in about 3 years. There'll be about 3 more checks and then it's gone if we don't change our ways. So I had to make a difficult decision. I had to make a difficult step. Some legislators said to me last year, Governor, we can't do this. We can't make this step. It's just too politically unpopular. And as I said in my State of the State, I did not run for governor. I ran for governor to do the job, not keep the job. So I'm going to continue to do everything I can to do the job, and there are no pleasant levers to pull when you're in a $4 billion a year deficit. So we have got to make some changes, and we will make some changes. We will get there. We've been through challenging times in the past. I've lived through earthquakes in Valdez. We've been through floods here in Fairbanks. We've been through challenging times in this great state. And we will get through this, but we'll get through this by working together and by pulling together. One of my prized possessions that I have was a gift from Lieutenant Governor Mullott. He came back from a trip, and he gave me a picture of he got in Metlakatla. It is people pulling together on a rope, pulling stumps in Metlakatla in the 1900s. And on the bottom, Lieutenant Governor Mullott had written, Governor, this is what we need to be doing, pulling together. And that's what we need to be doing as Alaskans, pulling together. We've done it in the past, we will do it again. And we'll see, and 2 years ago, the AFN theme was Rising as One. And that's what we've done as a lieutenant governor and governor. And as a state, we need to rise as one. And we do that when we work together. We've seen what happens when Alaskans work together. We just saw a great dedication on the stage of Bill Overley when Alaskans work together. And so I applaud that, and I applaud the opportunity to bring Alaskans to the rope and pull us out of the situation we're in. It's not something we can't fix ourselves. And so, with that, I look forward to seeing many of you again. It's good to see many of you I've seen before. One of the real privileges of being governor is I get to travel into areas of Alaska I've not been to before. I've been to many villages that I've not been to before, and I enjoy that immensely. I grew up where I grew up. My early school years, we did not have electricity or running water. Thank you very much. Very timely.
You just had some running water.
It just had some running. So Autumn was running, and I got the water. So that's awesome. So thank you very much. We had a very different lifestyle where I grew up in my early years, outside of the suburbs of Delta Junction. But I see that still in Alaska. I still see people in Alaska that do not have the basic services of sewer and water, that we don't have the basic services of affordable electricity. And most critical is a job, that they're not have an economy. So that's why we ran for governor, is to help fix Alaska and our economy, to make sure we had jobs, we had hope for the future. Our education system isn't based upon how many kids are in a school. The most important number in education is one student. Every one student deserves the best education in Alaska, not based upon a number. And we've got the Commissioner of Education that's going to do that. You're going to love what he's going to do in that position. I appreciate that very much. So we still have our vision for Alaska. We still have a vision for Alaska that works together, that has a good economy. We have to make sure we never visit this place again economically, or where we are, the big drop that we've been in. And that's up to us to do that, to make sure our resources are developed responsibly with Alaskans, to find out what's best for Alaskans. When the Constitution tells me that we're supposed to develop our resources for the maximum benefit of Alaskans, we take that seriously, and that's what we're going to do. So as we see different regions with economic opportunities, we're going to do all we can to make sure that they're developed responsibly, but with Alaskan hire, with Alaskan workforce, with our young people that are receive the training to be able to go into those jobs, give them hope. And that's really what we need to do, is give them a future. So that's why we ran for governor. We didn't run for this position to do the things we've had to do. But you don't control the hand you're dealt, you play the hand you're dealt, and you do it the best you can. So with the grace of God, I've been able to get through what we've been able to get through, and we're kind of at the halfway mark at this point. And so we are reaching out to Alaskans, as we always do, to find out how we can do better. And we will look forward to having discussions with you in the next several days. Look forward to being at the banquet on Saturday night, which is where Byron and I took the stage, or I took the stage with Byron 3 years ago on this very stage. I don't think we'll be singing You Are My Sunshine, but it'll be an honor to be there. So thank you very much. Thank you for coming together. Thank you for all you do for Alaska. And I appreciate that very much. And God bless you. God bless Alaska.